Welcome to another LEGO Ninjago bootleg review. Here are 6 figures from the set made by Tiger brand. There's a Tiger logo right there. This is the first time they've appeared on this YouTube channel, so hello Tiger. Yeah, whatever. So these figures are based on the movie versions of the characters, however the hood piece is based on the regular versions. So they don't match. They didn't do any new molds and stuff, so... And supposedly on top of the box right here says the Shark Edition. What does that mean? It means that each box also comes with a shark. Why? Because there were people dressed as sharks in the movie, but they didn't want to do a mold, shark mold, newer mold. They just want to use old mold. So there you go. There's a shark in here. Yay! All of the sharks are the same, by the way, for each set. So yeah, you can see on the box art, they're pretty generic, just them hitting sharks, but it does show you that, hey, all of these come with golden accessories because gold. The box only shows the logo and of course an image of the figure itself. The box shows you how to assemble the figure, but the other side is just generic information. So is the bottom, that's boring. And on the back, all the boxes look the same, just shows you other figures from the set. Look at all of the accessories. Now, there's a bunch of ninja stars. We got a printed shield there, lightning bolt in gold. We only have one silver katana, but we have 3 gold ones. We got elven swords from Lord of the Rings, as well as an Orkai blade there for some reason. A dragon sword here, which looks okay. This is also a lightning sword that's done in gold. Both of these are all made out of soft material. In fact, so is that elven sword. A spear assembly here, and a hammer build piece. You have to build that yourself. An actual hammer piece with a little pickaxe, a chainsaw blade assembly thing with a little golden stick, morning star, axe, sai, little dagger, and of course the bow and arrow. All of these are okay pieces, and of course, like I said, it's just all gold because gold, 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 gold. Finally, none of these figures have any minifigure stands, so I guess the shark has replaced the budget for having a minifigure stand. Figures also come with a spare minifigure hand. The sharks actually printed very nicely, and they also feel nice to play around as well because they have a nice matte feel to them. They've actually been molded in a slightly matte texture, and that feels pretty good. The only problem with these, which is a bit of a nitpick really, is that see that? You hear that click? That's because it's not molded quite right. At first I thought, is that a feature? It's like a clicking mouth feature so it stays up and down, but no, that's just because it's molded a little bit too tight or something, or not quite right. But it's okay, it doesn't affect playing really. In fact, the little sound is pretty decent, so I don't mind it too much. And they all have this weird pattern print on their eyes. They look very deadly. They look pretty cool. These are okay sharks. Even though the box suggests that there's coloring on the mask pieces, you can see right now that the only one that's different is the white mask because they thought they just couldn't get away with it. But they get away with everything else. Old mask mold and no coloring and no prints whatsoever on them. They're just pure black. And of course Sensei Rule doesn't even get his robe piece to cover up his pants. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Which is unfortunate because you can probably see underneath that the body print is all very sharp and very detailed. Much like the shark, the printing is pretty good. Maybe perhaps the red leg isn't printed that well because it's a little bit hard to see the red coloring because they didn't bother printing white underneath the red. But aside from that, all of them are very sharp, very detailed, and from what I can tell, looks very close to the movie ones. And we even have arm prints on the side of the Cole right here. And we also have side print on Lloyd's arms right there. Underneath the mask, they all have pretty good prints on their heads. The plastic color is also far more accurate than other bootlegs to the actual yellow of Lego pieces. Facial expression is also pretty nice, and it seems that they have the correct facial expressions of each character. Sensei Rule, his face also seems decent enough. Printing is also pretty well done with all of them having a second facial expression. And finally, we come to the plastic quality and the clutch. The plastic does feel okay in the hand. I really like the shark plastic, and I think the figures have a pretty decent plastic used on them as well. Unfortunately, the clutch is horrible. The legs seem to be okay for the most part, but the neck and the arm joints are far too tight. Just displaying them is fine, but if you play around them for a little bit, for a while, your fingers might start to hurt. They are really tight arm joints, and the neck joints, it's really hard to turn their heads. So, which is a shame because, like I said, the plastic feels good, the print quality is excellent for the most part. It just comes down to having the wrong molded piece for the masks and no coloring on them, and of course the clutch. Now I can forgive it if they had the correct molds for everything, that would have been nice, but since they don't have that, that's a huge minus. If you have any Lego Ninjago movies from some other bootleg brands that maybe doesn't have that nice printing but has the correct accessories or correct parts, you might want to get this and swap pieces around and see how that goes. Otherwise, yeah, probably miss this one and hope they improve on the next set or the third or fourth time that they bring out. After all, I've not seen this brand anywhere else, so either they're a completely new brand or they're another brand who's got a new brand name, maybe? Who knows? So, not bad for a first try, but far too many problems for me to properly recommend this to anyone who wants some proper copies of the characters that they like. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below, and of course take care and have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.